Hi, so in the last video we looked at this little addition to the pressure washer and gave it a go sandblasting a piece of metal. Now it did an awesome job, and what we used was something that I just had laying around, that was glass frit. But I did want to try some different media, so what I did was I ordered some of Karacha's professional stuff and I went up to the local hardware store and bought some sand. So let me give you a look at that media. So this is the glass frit that we used in the previous video, and it's quite a sharp glass. It's something I had lying around, which is why I used it, and it did a pretty good job. This black stuff here is the Karacha stuff. Now that was £33 or 25 kilos. So pretty expensive, so you are going to want to collect that up, filter it and wash it, because that's quite expensive actually, and we yet have to see what it will do. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's a black colour, so it's hard, so it's maybe a carborundum or something like that. And here we have the kiln dried sand that I got from the local store, so we'll give that one a go, but that was only like £4 a bag. So there's quite a range of prices there really. And we're going to see whether one is worth the money or not. What I noticed when doing this was the actual container that the sand in matters. Now we started with a standard English bucket, and what happened was all of these blasting media formed a little hollow, and I was forever having to shake the bucket. So then what we did was use this tall, thin bucket here, and it gave actually, strangely enough, a much better result. Probably because there's a greater weight of material above that nozzle. Now Karacha send theirs in this tall bag, and there'll be a reason for that. But we also have this, which is a chopped off powder fire extinguisher. It's a nice, tall, thin, so we're going to try that as well. Okay, we're going to give the Karacha professional stuff a go first, and this is the rear plate. So let's try that. Okay, that was real time. That's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to give the main chassis a go with builder's sand. Okay, so here are the results. This is with the glass frit. This one is with the really expensive black stuff we bought from Karacha, and then the main one is actually just ordinary builder's sand. And to be honest, I didn't see much in the way of a difference between their cleaning power. One thing I did notice was the rate at which it would actually take up the cleaning medium. So the frit and the sand, they disappeared like that. I mean, this took 4 bags of sand to clean. This one was actually much slower in its uptake rate. Now the sand, the glass, I can't remember the cost, but it was, I think about £10 or so for 25 kilos, but that's a guess. It was relatively expensive. This stuff we know was £33 for 25 kilos, and the sand was £3 for 25 kilos. So in terms of economics, then the sand really beats it hands down. Like I said, I didn't notice any particular difference in the cleaning power between the three of them, but I did notice the usage rate and the cost. So although this was quite low, this little piece here used about half of that bag. Now you can collect it and re-dry it and reuse it, but the electrical cost of drying that, or if you spread it out in the sun, you wouldn't pay anything, but the electrical cost of drying it would be quite high. So you've paid a lot for the media, you'd be paying a lot to dry it, and the result is okay, but I think the builder's sand, it really beats it hands down. I mean, 4 bags, that's £12. It's less than the price I would have paid for the sandpaper if I'd decided to sand this off with a circular sander. And it's also less than the price of a wild brush if I'd used an angle grinder. And it was so much easier, it really was. I mean, there's a bit of bloom on it from the rust from where I did it, so it's just got a surface bloom again, and that's pretty common, I believe, when you're cleaning steel. But it really worked well. Now, a couple of things is you do need to keep it dry. Even if you get a little moisture in that sand, it'll clog, but you can see it stops cleaning. And then when you give it a little shake to get rid of whatever lump you've got, you'll find this nice cleaning effect going on. So keep the sand dry. That pillar that we used when we used a tall, narrow container to contain the sand worked beautifully, incidentally. That was a really handy method. So if it was me and I wanted to give a recommendation, I would just say an ordinary kiln-dried, sharp builder's sand beats everything, hands down. And of course that makes that sandblasting pressure washer a really usable tool. I mean, I had to clean all of this stuff. I could have been at this for days. It took a couple of hours and we're done. Anyway, I thought I'd update you on choices of cleaning media with that little sandblasting kit. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching.